Recorded live from Random Secret Studios in Philadelphia and all over the Delaware Valley.
I'm the capo. He's the prez.
And this is Sons of Ben,
The
pod. Well, welcome back to episode number 31, the Pelly Lindbergh edition. Unless you want to go, happier, then you can say it's the Wilbert Montgomery edition, but I don't think either you two remember Wilbert. But no matter what, it's still episode 31.
I'm half asleep by that explanation of what number that was. There has to have been a more relevant Philadelphia athlete to wear 31. You Googled this beforehand, though, so I'm assuming there wasn't.
Really wasn't. There were two, and they were the only two that made sense. And I'm not going to give, the 2005 Raul Neto any kind of shout-out, because I'm sure during the process years we had somebody wearing that number, but...
Here's the thing, though, man. If there was like a Jeremy Grant wearing that number, that was worthy, The one thing that everyone forgets about the process, there's a lot of those players that are still actually playing in the NBA right now. So not all of them are complete scrubs, just like Hollis Thompson was a complete scrub.
Yeah, there was enough journeymen that they're getting a salary, and they should thank the lucky stars that they're getting that salary, but. So anyhow, episode 31, Adam, it's just us. No guest, but we do have the return of Devin. He played AAA, got the car going, so everything's all good. So welcome back, Devin. We missed you, and
it's been a week stranded without a car. It's been real rough, but I made it back for the podcast.
I was assuming you just been at AutoZone the whole time, right?
Yeah,
you've just been located at your local,
I had to make sure I was back in time for the podcast. I couldn't miss that. So
yeah, we could have gotten your pedal car, and you could have gotten there faster. But anyhow, a little bit of housekeeping, of course. Beer the pod, Yards, 2SP the Larimer. I'm excited. I got a meeting with our friends at the Larimer. At 2SP tomorrow to discuss some business. So hopefully there will be some new news coming out of there. But and I'm sure the Larimer will keep doing viewing parties. We'll talk about that, as we get in there. So just remember our friends that someday provide us beer if we can ever go out in public and have beer.
Oh, shout out to their what was it? That New England IPA they had was Kangaroos and Kiwis. Big fan of the IPA there. Quality.
Yeah, I'm actually drinking it. I don't know how I feel about it, but Yards came out with a beer called Featherweight. And it's like 105 calories. It's a pale ale, so I guess it's their version of like a craft light beer. And it's good, not great. You kind of feel like, ooh, I don't know, like should I? But then again, I'm like, I've been doing the Peloton, so maybe this is my future where I'm just gonna Peloton and drink 105 calorie craft beer from now on. I'm not sure.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think the thing about with light beer now specifically, they have to just do they have to keep doing remixes with this stuff. Like this is why Bud Light became its own entity, I think, from Budweiser, right? Like Bud Light is now a separate thing from Budweiser because it's just like it has become such a behemoth itself. But it's like I saw Yingling has now what they like to call Flight with an FL Flight. Everyone try and be creative. I actually was, prior to the podcast, I was in a Wegmans today, and there was just one aisle of just exotic-looking cans of beer, and I was just like, I'm going to buy a 4-pack of this just because of this label. Just no other reason about this beer just because of its label, and it's like that now.
Oh, yeah. It's gotten crazy. But speaking of drinking, I'm going to say this for the Sons of Ben news. Today is the anniversary of Kenny Hansen's passing. So Kenny was the one of the former presidents of the Sons of Ben. The group owes him a lot. So there was actually a small Zoom call with his widow and some other people. But I just wanted to have everybody, just if you got a beer in hand, raise it up to Kenny, his memory, and everybody else in the Sons of Ben family that is not here with us. Just so remember that, and just keep thinking about the good times, But we miss you, Kenny, and here's to you. Oh, let's see. So, Devin, the schedule came out. What was it, like 5 games that came out? It reached way into the future. And we have a season of 4.5 games, maybe. But yeah, the
Who
schedule
needs 30
came
game
out.
schedules when you can have just 5 at a time? You really pace yourself.
So we'll get into the schedule a little bit later. And when we talk about that, we're going to explore the viewing parties because we'll talk about why we're having viewing parties and not being in the stadium. And then, of course, every Friday, don't forget Drunken Union Zoom. Adam, you missed it, man.
Oh
Tannenwald was
no.
on fire.
I showed up at 11:30 like a good boy because now your boy only does cameos. I'm not doing the whole variety hour. I just show up. I mean, look, last Friday I did it from Martha's Vineyard too. These people got me from the island, man. That's a rare moment to pull me off of whatever activity I'm doing up there. So
Yeah, it was a small group. It was fun. The highlight, of course, was I don't know how we got into it, but I asked Morgan if she could put JT's face on Sergio Santos dancing, and it took on a life of its own. So it was kind of beautiful watching, boy band JT dance around.
look,
Devin, what are
all
you
right,
doing? I'm watching you drink water. No,
that's he
no,
needs to stay hydrated on the pod. You
man.
know, we'll pull out his beer afterwards, but I
Yeah.
appreciate the hydration, man.
Yeah,
At least one of us has to remain at least sober enough to hit the record button. That's it.
No,
That's all.
I'm drinking
it
a
worked last
very
week. It worked last week.
for the people at home, for all of our sponsors, I'm drinking a very low alcohol Yurds at the moment. So I'm like, I can get through one or two of these without starting to truly feel the effects. I didn't go for the Jefferson Pale or Porter or anything like that. I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to kill myself
Well,
today.
you drink a couple of those, and you're.
I might think I'm Thomas Jefferson.
I was
At
going to
least
think.
at least the Hamilton version.
Yeah, there you go. That's more on brand. I thought you were just going to be more like one of our famous guests, Michael Ahood.
Oh
You
man,
get the
no.
Michael Ahood feeling on.
Look, Michael Ahood, who I know is listening to this podcast right now, shout out to you. Also, shout out to Morgan because low key, MVP of Union social media, behind the scenes. She has all of the photos that you've seen that matter. Half of the videos we've done. It's and then she does the JT GIF, which is just the GIF heard around the world now. I mean, look,
It's the gift that keep on giving.
this girl's still in college, man. Talent out the ears. This is good work by the young lady.
All right, enough on her because she's going to have an ego. She won't be able to get in the Union Zoom room anymore. So,
No, I'm just still trying to.
We gotta keep people down a little bit. We
I'm
can't.
trying to butter her
build
up.
up?
So yeah, I'm trying to butter her up. So when we do our album cover, podcast that we have to do, we all have to eventually get together and actually stand on a bridge somewhere and then do the Faith Plus One album cover from South Park, where we're all just kind of looking in random directions. That is the podcast cover. I need Morgan to do it. So
I was hoping for the Hooters Nervous Night cover, and we could all take pictures and wear the members only jackets and everything.
I have already wore bright orange short shorts in public. That you get that. That was your moment. You don't get that twice.
I know Morgan didn't have her camera when you had the Fresh Prince of Bel Air half shirt on. So.
First off, she did, and I don't know why you haven't been on Twitter because it's all over it. The Adam Booth crop top, that's a legendary
Maybe
photo.
that's why I gave up Twitter, but
That's a good idea.
yeah. Speaking of merch, the masks and the neck gaiters being ordered. And before everybody starts sending us emails, yes, we just saw the study by Duke University about neck gaiters not being that effective. Guess what? These are cool ass looking neck gaiters. You're going to want them anyhow. So buy the damn neck gaiters. But that's going to be on. And then, Devin, I think you've got some Discord action.
Discord action. Oh boy.
We got Discord action, yo.
So this was actually last week, but I'll say it. Well, no, I guess it would be this week's news. Jared, Mr. Jared Nisley, is the winner of the predictions tournament we had for the MLS's Back tournament. So
Did he predict we were going to lose?
No, he actually did not. He actually just predicted we were going to win the most amount of times, and I think he guessed one of the scores right, and that'll do it for you because of how hard it is to guess the correct score there. But no, Jared got himself a little piece of Union. I'm getting him a Bethlehem Steel scarf at his request, and so that is the type of things that you can win in the Discord server. All you gotta do is join up there.
Now,
Is this not good enough advertising here? Is this
Well,
Adam,
that's
you
swell advertising, man. I loved that.
win yourself some free stuff?
Right? Get
speaking
yourself
of
some swag.
Discord action, your fine gentlemen of the Discord and maybe a couple ladies, we're floating some ideas for the pod, which we won't give away because But and then
We're not doing American Gladiators,
we're
guys. I'm
both-
sorry. No.
they were very enthusiastic as soon as I came onto the happy hour call on Friday about this, and I mean it was like right at you. So yes, guys, we love the idea. We will do this, but it is an immense amount of work for Devin. So we're gonna give him a little time to get a game plan and get that going. But see, if you're part of the Discord, you get to create shows for the pod. So that's another reason to join the Discord, right, Devin?
You don't want to give the people a little taste of what you're talking about?
Yeah, what are we doing, man?
Well, no, don't give it all away. Just give
I
them
don't.
a hint.
I have no idea myself, so
Give him
please
a hint,
tease
dude.
me.
You were on it.
I was not. Was I on the Discord? I
No,
don't.
you
I go-
commented on our internal chat about it. You're like,
Oh.
we have to do this.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
So it's
Sorry.
just a spoof on the local sports scene. Let's just say it that way. It would be it would be Union spoof on local Philadelphia sports landscape. But yeah, we like the idea, so we're gonna figure out a way and a time to get that in there. But you made the cut of, show ideas, and any other show ideas you have, feel free to call Devin at home. His number is 610.
Yeah.
If you do it between the hours of 3 and 4, his daughter might have woken him up at that time, so you might be okay with that, actually.
Oh, all right. Let's get to it. Union/MLS News. I wish we had that KYW ticker, but their ticker broke. Did you hear that? They don't have
Yes.
the ticker anymore. They ran out of tape.
Here's the thing. First off, it was a ticker tape. I thought it was just literally typewriters. Anyway, I actually, I believe that we were told that we should buy it. I'm here for that. I'm here for that purchase because I believe that would be a great addition to what we got going here. But Devin, where is my soundboard? I've been asking for a soundboard since literally episode 3.
All right, here's where your soundboard is. Here's where it is. Okay. You're
Yeah.
going to open up your browser. Okay.
Yes.
You're going to type in Amazon at the top. Okay. It's real
Yes.
easy. You're going to hit enter, and then it's going
do
to bring you to this web page where you could just search anything you want and get it delivered right to your door.
And then
Right,
you reach
here's-
into your pocket and grab your credit card out and pay for that.
Hold on.
We ain't got no
Well,
budget.
now I'm on Amazon, so now you've put me down this rabbit hole
All right.
mid-show. Congratulations.
All right, it is something I could make work. So I will work on that software-wise. We won't have to buy
Yeah.
anything.
No,
And
we can
I'll
do-
get you a little something. We'll
Look,
get you
man,
a little
I just need to be able to hit a
sounds from the
key.
show.
I just need to be able to hit a key and have random noises come out. Like I have a industrial gamer keyboard, so I got extra keys that don't do anything, and I'm like, that could be my soundboard keys.
That's what we need. You being able to make fart whoopee cushion noises.
I
on
don't
the
know if
show.
Adam is going to be able to have the control of this board.
Hold on. Anyway, the whoopee cushion noise is a staple.
Yeah, it'll
of,
be like
you know.
the fang farting whoopee cushion noise that
Yeah,
he'll have.
that's
It'll
very
be-
important. It's a staple of the product. You have to have the fang fart, which is a whoopee cushion noise.
Oh, all right. Let's get to a little bit of news. So apparently, the people of Portland crushed our dreams, and we not in the tournament anymore. So we just had penalty kicks, offsides. Oh my! Adam, Devin, without being X's and O's. I mean, I know I was depressed for about a day and a half after the show. So, what were you all thinking about that game?
Devin, go first.
All right. That penalty kick is just it's in my brain. It's in my dreams. It was in my dreams that night. It's just imprinted in there until the Union at least have another game. It's kind of stuck there. And plus, you have the final tonight. We're recording it right before the final. That just makes it worse. Because now you got to think about it. Now you're like, and it just sucks that they missed it by one goal. Sergio could have had that goal. That just makes it so much worse. Plus, I'm going to let Adam go on this one. You got the Casper goal. Or the non-Casper goal. But, Adam, why don't you take that one away?
Okay. So he was on sides. All right, and look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that really bugs me about this whole thing is because there was a little discussion. I'm gonna start low, because I don't want to get too worked up, because that was like, if you want to know my emotion at the time, I threw a tantrum, like a bona fide child like tantrum, and this is not because of me being particularly mad at, like, a player or the team or anything, but it was just so, I didn't want to care about this tournament, right? I wanted the Union to get as many points in the group stage and, not get hurt. Because that's the only thing that mattered. I knew that there was supposed to be juggernauts in this tournament. And, LAFC or someone else was supposed to win this tournament. We weren't supposed to win this tournament. We were just supposed to be decent. But then you look at who's left. And they're scrubs. Okay? They're absolute scrubs. Okay? Portland is an okay soccer club. An okay, slightly above average soccer club at this stage, but they're not great. Not even close to being great. And Orlando is a joke. It's a joke Mickey Mouse franchise, literally and figuratively in every sense. And Nani, with his annoying celebrations, being the most arrogant SOB to literally come into MLS, big boy. You're playing in Major League Soccer. You used to play in great leagues, and now you're trying to show off against the freaking Whitecaps? Anyway. So let me just put it into context. The fact that those teams are now in the final and not us representing bothers me, because the Union are much better than both of those franchises. Much. Secondly, and I truly mean this, every single image that we show about the Casper being offsides, the ball's in the air. Like, the ball is in flight. There is no image of where Casper was when the ball was leaving Aronson's foot. And hey, I only played soccer for about 12 years. It matters when he kicks it. It matters when he kicks the ball. So, moral of the story is, look, Santos needs to score that goal. But here's the thing. That's Santos' first penalty. But here's the thing. I'm okay with him taking it, because Santos was an absolute juggernaut this entire tournament. And the Union famously don't have, 1, a free kicker, and 2, a penalty taker. So if anyone's going to take it, it's the dude who's been literally tearing it up this entire tournament. Thinking about this. If Santos scores that goal, we're talking about Santos as an MVP candidate for the tournament. So it's to me, I can live with the Santos goal. But the egregiousness of this tournament was the amount of times that VAR could have and should have been used and was not. What's the point of having the system? What is the point of having the dudes? What is the point? And here's the thing: we had transparency where we had the guy in the booth, the guy mic'd up, so we can actually hear what he had to say. It was beautiful. It was fascinating stuff. I felt that I could have more clarity in this weird thing that they do with VAR. But I wanted to hear the moments when they said they didn't need to do VAR. I wanted to know what was the reason why when the first Santos goal or the Casper goal 5 games ago or any of these things did not get reviewed. I want to know why. I want to know what was the conclusion. I never heard that audio. Anyway.
All of that aside, it wasn't. It gets me kind of like down that like the Union only played their game the last 10, maybe 15 minutes of the game. The entire rest of the game, they were waiting for Portland to attack them, and it was just like they were just waiting. And then Portland was fine with it because they like playing that way. And yeah,
Portland was not gonna, and we don't want to get X's and O's, but Portland wasn't gonna fall into the press, and that. But towards the end, the Union started to play there. I got, our game. I got 3 points. 1, the penalty kick. Nobody, and I mean nobody, said anything when Santos walked up to the line. Everyone's like, "Yo, okay." So you can't argue.
No.
Yeah, he missed it. He shouldn't. John Wall or whoever the D-bag that was calling the game, I got a problem with him because he has to pull off his stat and goes, he's never shot a penalty kick in professional soccer. Big, who gives it? You gotta hit one, you know. So I had a more problem with the commentators because I always believe in that jinx. So that was my big like, oh, I wish you didn't say that because like you said, Santos hits that, and we're not talking about this. The only other person I think that would have stepped up to the line was Casper, and at the time he felt snake bitten, so you didn't want him going up there. So yeah, I was like, yeah, let Sergio go hit it. To Adam's point about VAR, I got a real funny feeling that VAR in MLS really spells DON. And it goes to his office, and he's like, I'd rather have Portland be in there because they got a
You
big market.
can't. No, but no, you can't. Like, and here's the shit with that. You want Philadelphia to work.
Yeah.
If you're an intelligent human, if you're a real commissioner, you want the Philadelphia market to work. And so if you're doing anything, you're making it for Philadelphia because they had momentum, they had steam. If anyone was paying attention to this city before that game, the Philadelphia Union actually had real momentum. They actually had real people like paying attention to the team in a way that they never previously had. So I'm like saying, Don Garber, Portland's there, and Portland's gonna be there. You're never gonna not have Portland. Portland's gonna be a soccer city for forever. But if you're actually going to fix it, you would fix it for Philadelphia so you could get the fourth largest media market in America to watch your flippin' league.
Well, we never said Don was a visionary, but and my third point to keep. And by the way, of course they've got Portland because they invented soccer. Remember that history lesson. Now
I'm
my
not even
third
mad
point.
at Portland. It's just
I am.
Portland's a good no, but
Smug
Portland.
bastards.
But here's the thing: the Portland the Timbers themselves just played the exact game the Union played and played it better. That was what that was. They both are bunker teams that love to counterattack, and when the counter happened, Portland did it better. That was it.
My third and final point. Wooten scored, baby. Woot, there it is. My man. Shows you why they brought him. Yeah, so I mean, listen, that's what we've been waiting to see. That's what he's supposed to do. Basically clean the glass, wipe the boards, and put it back in. Like that's his game. So, that was my positive takeout. I'm like, maybe that's the confidence he needs to be a productive part of this striking team. And same, we get, Corey Burke.
I mean, MLS is a dirty goal league.
Yeah.
That's like how this league works. We score disgusting goals all the time, so we need guys who do that,
Now, in other news, the Union 2 got a new coach and got their first W. So that was congrats to them. And Devin, do you know what else they got?
What'd they get?
One of the players got the COVID. Yeah, so all reports are that players fine. They're but how this affects us as the Sons of Ben world was last week we were supposed to go to the stadium and have a small group of us. It was about 30 that we were going to be able to socially distance and cheer. And it's kind of like a stress test for allowing people back in the stadium. So because of that positive test from the player, everyone's rethinking everything except the city of Dallas. So when the Union come back, we probably won't be in the stands unless you want to go down to Dallas and watch Nashville play, because I think they're just letting anybody in their damn stadium.
I'm not even going to go there. There's so many things I could say, and none of
There's
them.
a lot.
There's
a
nothing
lot to
positive, and no and we don't have a long enough podcast to cover the ground that needs to be covered with the ridiculousness of all of that. But I will say this. The USL has had fans at their games for about a week and a half now. So, or about 2 weeks now, actually. So it's
it's been certain. Like Hartford had some, but not everybody.
Indy 11 had some. I believe Phoenix Rising had a couple. I could be wrong about that, but I do look. I think it's stupid that they're trying to play these games because we saw what baseball did with this, and like. Now the St. Louis Cardinals are postponing games and stuff like this. So I do believe traveling in this thing is stupid, which is why I don't believe football is going to work. But they could try.
Well, the good news is, and we're talking about the schedule now, our first game is, it looks like the first 4.5 games are regional. So it's But apparently MLS found the money. Every team owner found the money because they can all charter flight now. A miracle happened. They go up to New England, so I guess that's the charter flight. Red Bull's at home. They're going to take a bus. So for these first couple, it's still a small bubble. I felt comfortable when the union came to us and were like, "Hey, we're thinking about like 50 fans in the stands." And I go, "Hey, 50 people with a stadium that holds 18,000. I'm more danger when I'm going, to Trader Joe's than a venue that big." But if they start saying 25, 50%, no, that's when you're like, guys, pump the brakes on that. Like that's a little ridiculous to think about. But yeah, our first game, New England, 8:21. That's Friday night, Friday the 21st. And then we got Red Bull at home on Tuesday the 25th. So keep listening to the pod. We're gonna have, thoughts on viewing parties or other ways that we can watch this thing because we won't be there, but we kind of want to still watch them whoop up on both Bob Kraft's New England Tuggers and the insufficient energy drink out of New Jersey.
So, as I'm sorry I coughed right into the mic, Devin. You can actually edit this part out real quick if you want. I'm sorry about that. That was
I'm leaving it in there.
highly unprofessional. You
Get
can
the
leave
behind
it
the
too.
scenes.
You can also leave
look
it if you
here.
like, but that was highly unprofessional. Anyway, I was just in New England, and I just did a very nice tour. I went through also went to Newport. Beautiful little seaport town. Went to Providence, underrated city. Like if you haven't been to Providence, go to Providence, Rhode Island. It is a really dope little town. I'm actually a big fan. But
do they have any strip mall massage parlors there?
I'm going to say no, but I'm not going to say that I didn't look. But the thing about it is, there is representation of every single other New England-based team, which are basically all the Boston teams and the Patriots. The Revs get no love up there in any capacity, and I honestly feel bad for the die-hard Revs fans who have been there since '96 because I know they're there. I know those guys exist, and they are so like we think that the Union are over we have so many we're underplayed because of all the other teams in this city. The Revs have been here much longer than us, and I think they have less of a foothold in the greater New England area than we do. It's pretty sad.
Well, Bob Kraft doesn't even know he owns the team.
And that's the kind of egregious thing about this whole thing is Bob Kraft has the technology, has the wherewithal, and has the resources to make that product a good product in a city that would enjoy it. Rob, if you can't think that you can't get this team in at least near the Boston city limits in some capacity, give them 17 to 18,000 people, and then move forward. I don't know why that can't be a thing. It would increase your profit margin. It's just a weird thing for you to own and to neglect in such an egregious kind of way. It's like James Dolan in the Knicks. It's like, why? Why even own it?
Well, I think Bruce Arena is just eating him out of house and home, and he can't afford anything for the Revs.
That's fair, but you don't even have to pay Tom Brady anymore. You don't have to pay Cam Newton.
Yeah,
You got
true.
some freed up funds.
So in other news of coaching moves, did you see former MLS player is coaching in your beloved Serie A?
So I have an intimate relationship with Pirlo because Pirlo is the reason why I'm a capo. And as many people have heard this story before, Pirlo is unofficially the reason why I'm a capo because my girlfriend and her friend, who was also named Laura, because that's a very common name in that nation, were telling when Pirlo was playing for NYCFC, they were like, we really want to see Pirlo. We've never seen him play before, and it's like obviously I'm like, yeah, let's go up and you want to see my little what they called middle school level club. That's fine, that's cool. I'm here to see it. So that's when I started doing a lot of the chants and stuff that Bill Guzzler heard and got me into capoing in the first place. So I have a nice, weird relationship with Andrea Pirlo, but, I find it hilarious that losing to Lyon lost Sarri his job.
I
That's
know.
hilarious.
And my only question, since you're such a fan of Pirlo,
Yeah.
do you think Chuck Norris is like, God damn, dude, like cut your hair? People are starting to think you're me, and you're no Chuck Norris.
No. Pirlo's better than Chuck Norris, and let's be real about this. Yeah, I said it. Okay, Chuck Norris has all of the manliness in the universe, but Andrea Pirlo is just beautiful. All right, I don't even like Italy. I don't even like the Italian national team like that. But Andrea Pirlo, like, yes, that man, he's stunning. He's intelligent. I'm sure he's dyeing that hair at this point, but the flow is immaculate, and you know, he was the epitome of the retirement league that was the label that MLS got. However, I mean, in his prime, he was the dude. So I got love for Andrea Pirlo. Gigi Buffon, it needs to retire.
I'm looking
though.
forward to his interaction with their superstar. Let's just say that. Looking forward to how they communicate on and off the field.
I actually believe Ronaldo might have respect for him. There's like 6 people on the planet Earth Ronaldo might actually respect, including fat Ronaldo.
One of them.
Pirlo might be. Pirlo's got
If he thinks he's Chuck Norris, he might fear him.
Look, he listened to Zinedine Zidane, right? Like, I believe Andrea Pirlo, in a lot of ways, is the Italian Zinedine Zidane. I could be overstepping my thoughts on that. And I'm just saying, look, if he can respect Zizou, I think he can respect Andrea.
Well, it's a reason to watch next year. That's for sure.
Yes.
I will be. It's one of the leagues that I really don't watch, and that will be a reason for me to tune in just to watch an MLS player coach. One of the world's greatest.
Well, I know you're more excited about Serie C this year because your beloved Palermo is trying to make the climb. You know, pink and black till we die, right?
Can't wait. I can't wait to steal some cable and try to find that and steal that off the internet somewhere.
I got you the links. Don't worry.
Perfect, Devin. I don't know. Did you see? It kind of got lost in the mix, but our main man, the real coach of the MLS, the one that should be coaching Juventus, Jim Curtin, had a little something to say right after the Portland loss. It was after the press conference. Somebody called him as he's walking away. Did you hear this quote?
I think I did actually.
So somebody just goes, "Hey Jim, sorry I didn't get to. I know you're walking to the bus, but just real quick, your thoughts on how bad it feels to lose to Portland." And JC was this: "I'm not sure what was worse, the loss to Portland's smug ass team, or knowing I have to answer one in Tannenwald's questions. I mean, shit, I'd rather listen to my wife bitch at me that all my suits are taking up all the space in her closet."
Wow. Brutal, Jim.
Yeah,
brutal.
Jim, just
Off
brutal.
the top rope, Jim Curtin.
Jim Curtin, not happy with Tannenwald complaining to him about his closet. Just unbelievable.
Look, man, if I have to say anything, though, it's probably the glasses collection that's taking most of the closet up at this point. Like, how many Half Moon glasses can one person have,
He's got the glasses, he's got the suits, and he's got the shoes. You can't forget the shoes.
Oh, yeah, he had the Yeezys on the one game, so he's got a lot of...
I thought I was the only person to notice that he was wearing Yeezys because I was like, Jim, you're so Philly, it hurts. I love you. Like, that was the most... Like, here's the thing. I love soccer because soccer literally doesn't really dictate what a coach wears. It's just up to them. And Jim's like, yeah, the full suit, form-fitting, Yeezys? Let's do Yeezys this afternoon with my BLM t-shirt. Loving this, man.
That was front of the pod. Brandon Comiskey's job was to get him the Yeezys. So now maybe we should ask him for those Yeezys.
Well, man, don't tempt me because
we should be like, Brennan, can you get us those and have Jim sign them and we can auction them off?
So the 24 seconds of Adam Booth bouginess. Martha's Vineyard. Hi. It's a really nice island that I've been going to since I was a youth. Love it. Family's got a place up there. And this is actually my first time back in a while, so I was really excited to be up there. But one of the things about the island is because everything has to get imported to said island, there's a little bit of an upcharge for most things that you would normally get for anything like gas, potato chips, bug spray, whatever. One of the things that I found very interesting was in one of the consignment shops, they had a couple of pairs of Yeezys that were north of $800. And I thought to myself, in the best consignment shops, those are $500, possibly $600. Why are they $800? And the man said to me, imports. That is the Adam Booth bougie 30 seconds.
that Martha's Vineyard's got this big wall built around it, and Amazon can't crack it.
Here's the thing: they can, but it costs so much for them to put a freighter on that place. It is actually a problem.
Oh man. Well, we are getting into the old other news. Adam, your Flyers are looking great. Your Sixers are not. Chelsea's making moves, and you know what? I think Tottenham found some money in the sofa because it looks like they're making a signing. So
Which one are we going
Boom.
with first?
Where do we want to go here?
Where do you want to go first?
Flyers, Sixers, Tottenham's loose change. You tell me,
okay,
man.
let's go sad first with the Sixers, and then we'll and then we'll go to Tottenham because that's also sad, and then we'll go to Chelsea, and then we'll go to the Flyers. Okay, cool. So,
Perfect.
Sixers. Look, man. God, This was a thing that was supposed to happen, and it's happened in actually more sports than we want to talk about. People coming back to do these things, like go do these sports and these tournaments and all this, and getting injured. And the Sixers lost today to the Phoenix Suns, and they lost by I think 13. But here's the thing: there was no Joel, there was no Josh Richardson, and there was no Al Horford. So I'm like, if one of those people plays, they probably win that basketball game. But you can't expect the Sixers to do anything without Ben Simmons for the rest of the year that's going to do anything outside of winning maybe a first-round playoff. I think they could beat the Celtics with the team that they have. I don't think they're beating the Raptors with the team that they have. So it sucks, but for me as a Sixers fan, it's almost like a mercy killing, Because it was just this team was it had enough to be good enough, but you knew secretly deep down they weren't, and it was just going to be so disappointing when they didn't. And it's just at this point, it's not it's an excuse. It's not necessarily a get out of jail free card. But what do you expect the Sixers to do without Ben Simmons? Truly, against the elites.
And they're not. They know they're not going to jump up. So now it's okay, give those Neto guys
Take it.
some shots, and and then hopefully JoJo's ankle's better and they make one round in the playoffs, and then Ben's back because apparently the surgery went well to remove a loose particle in his knee. So but the Sixers are a little sad. It's still entertaining to watch, but I can't watch a game beginning to end because sometimes it is so bad.
The only thing that might be worse is the Phillies bullpen.
Yeah,
but only by a smidge.
Or Pierre how do you say this guy's name?
Hobert. Pierre-Emile Hobert.
Hobert, huh? There we go.
The only reason they bought him is because they sold Kyle Walker Peters in the same exact day. They had to make sure that they got the money moved around properly. Because
it sounds like laundering.
Yeah, that's where they found the money at.
Coming from Southampton, this guy is just, I think, he played for Pep because he played in Bayern Munich. And apparently this is what was very important to me, that I wanted to be in a club where I could see myself for many years, and Tottenham was just the one.
Said no person.
Those are the guys where you want to bring
said in. No person ever.
I think there's a fantastic future ahead for the club, and I want it so much to be a part of that. Man, I think Bull Durham gave him his quotes. Here's what you're going to say. When you're coming to this train wreck, here's what you say.
I got a question, though.
Listen.
Has anyone ever said that Tottenham was their boyhood club? Because, you hear about that all the time. Chelsea was my boyhood club. I was a Manchester. I've never heard someone say I grew up a Tottenham fan.
It's gonna take a few more years.
Was it Harry Kane?
I think. Well, yeah, Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
I grew up a Tottenham fan. I was a big fan of the I was a cool. So I have a big Tottenham fan.
Is this your Harry Kane impression?
No, that is literally Harry Kane. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh boy.
But
no, this is an exciting offseason for Tottenham, and I think it's one of the most important off seasons that they've had in a while. Because if Mourinho doesn't get the players that he wants in, or
is he still coach?
Until he has a temper tantrum,
Yes.
they won't spend obscene money.
Did you not realize this was
I am
fireable?
I'm willing to ride the Mourinho train for one more season. Why? Just to see, because he
has no magic
this was
left.
still the end of this was just the back half of one season that he got hired in. Let him have a full season. Let him bring in some players that he wants and see what he can do.
Jose
That's all.
Mourinho.
And then it's Mourinho to Miami. I am there for that.
He's the
Oh,
Doug
no.
Collins
Speaking
of
of
the EPL.
Miami,
Like he only comes
Did
in
you
for
see
3
who they
years.
brought in?
Who did Miami bring in?
Let me look up the name. It was
You have to have this information readily available, Devin.
Here's the part I gotta edit out.
And,
Yeah,
and
please.
as
No,
as
keep
we talk
this.
about real players, looks like our beloved Chelsea's looking at Ajax's left back, and they're looking at another Kai. So I'm thinking, why don't they just get our left back Kai and give us like 50 million for him? You know?
Because we won't spend it properly.
Oh, well, if we get 50 million for Kai Wagner, I will get you the soundboard. Don't worry.
First off, if we get 50 million for Kai, here we play in MLS. Like they don't ever have to like literally make an offer to any MLS club bigger than $3 million. It's
Dude,
like
it's
it's
KGB
funny.
money. He's got it. It's fine. It's
Look,
dirty KGB money. We'll take it.
When we sell Mark McKenzie to Celtic, what do you think that's going to be? Like what do you?
It better be 4 million, but they probably are offering 1 million,
I
which
don't.
we won't take.
I don't think there's any way that you're actually going to get anything remotely close to. And here's the thing: the talents of Brendan Aronson and Mark McKenzie and all of the young guys, Paxton out in Dallas, and all these guys that are eventually going to move up from MLS. I think Alfonso Davies said, what did he get? 13 million from Byron is what the Whitecaps got for him. So, I think that's tops what you're ever going to see someone get out of this league. I mean, but 6-7 million changes the fortunes of the Union forever. That. But it also depends on if Sugarman does something with that. I mean,
Well, it's not even Sugarman. I mean, he's got faith in Ernst. So if Ernst gets that money, that doesn't go to Sugarman to like
Are you
reseed his
sure?
beach house. I think Ernst gets to play with that money and replace it. And even Ernst was quoted today when asked about McKenzie to Celtic was like, listen, not everybody's got money right now. Like because of COVID, revenue's down all across the board. So everybody's just giving lowball offers because you don't know when you're going to have fans in the stands. So you can't throw out big money. I mean, I was joking about Wagner, but and I think maybe that bodes well for us as Union fans because maybe we don't get rid of our 2 young players this year and we get to keep them for the remainder of the season until teams in Europe know what's going on and then they start upping the offers because that probably be the worst thing that could happen is that we get to sell one of these guys, but we don't get the proper value for it. And that kind of sets back MLS. So I hope he holds out for the right amount and the right fit for those guys. Now, Adam.
So before we get off the topic of transfers, let's talk about that Inter Miami transfer here.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, you got some Inter Miami news?
So when David Beckham came to the league, we were wondering, maybe I was wondering how much of an effect that the fact that it's David Beckham, how much of an impact that would have on players coming to Miami. And I think this week just proves that it is an actual thing because they signed the French World Cup winner Matuidi from Juventus, and I mean that he literally came out and said he just wants to be teamed up with David Beckham again from when they played at PSG.
You mean
and
Montiti?
How the fuck you say it?
He won a World Cup, bro. Like Montiti.
Exactly. Well, so he goes from playing at Juventus, taking a pay cut, saying he wants to come to Inter Miami to be back with David Beckham. And I think that's just
if he's playing for an MLS coach, he might as well do it in Miami, not in Italy,
But here's the thing, and I always like to do this as a thought experiment. If David Beckham was coaching a team, but let's say it was in Colorado, do you think these guys are coming to Colorado to play for David Beckham?
No. But David Beckham wouldn't go to Colorado. He would go to LA or Miami
that's
or
fair.
the third New York team.
Fair. Completely fair. But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just like, is it David or is it Miami? And more importantly, when it's Miami, do they realize it's Fort Lauderdale? Or do they just all believe they're going to commute 2 hours to a game every day? Because they can.
David Beckham's got a helicopter.
How many people are fitting in that helicopter, mate? Are you having an armada of helicopters bringing the team in from South Beach?
Listen, I think the Beckham effect is real. I'm praying that there's a little Kevin Durant halo that can shine on us because of this kind of stuff, because that's how some of these players think. Um, but yeah, now speaking of a halo effect,
Yeah.
Adam, do you want to talk about hockey action, yo?
We got hockey act. I'm not even gonna steal
Yeah, you
Jose
can't
from
plagiarize his
Norristown.
lines.
I'm not gonna steal Jose from Norristown's thunder. But look, man. I mean, Devin's wearing the on-brand shirt right now. But hey,
Got it.
look, I don't know what to feel about this team. I feel great, but I'm also from Philadelphia,
You
so
don't know what to feel? Come
look,
on.
cautious
Come on.
optimism is the word I will use. I had here's the thing, and I will be 1,000% real with you. I haven't felt this good about a Flyers team since 2010. And the 2010 team, I thought to myself, was actually supposed to do something. Where this team, similar to the 2008 Phillies, just keep doing things, and I'm just like, okay, all right, yeah, keep beating all of these random ass teams. Okay, yeah, beat the Bruins 4-1. Sure, do it. Carter Hart, you young child who probably can't even drink in some countries yet, sit on your freaking head all the time. It's like I'm watching a Flyers team that I didn't think I'd see anytime soon, especially with Claude Giroux still having a C on his shirt. I thought this team looks for real, but we always remember hockey has the greatest parity of the Big Four. So just because you're a 1 seed don't mean shit. 1 seeds fall all the time. Tampa Bay fell last year. The Flyers famously beat a 1 seed to go to the to the Stanley Cup Finals. So it's like I'm excited.
I could
but,
understand
oh God.
your.
I've been loving the team. It's been as a Flyers fan that remembers a lot of this, including that's why I named this the Pelly Lindbergh thing, because as happy as I am, you're always that cautiously
Yeah.
pessimistic because something's gonna happen. Like Scott Stevens is gonna come across and knock someone's head into the ice,
Yeah.
or the ghost of oh no, it's not even the ghost. Bobby Clark is gonna do something stupid and bring someone in. Like I was watching the Flyers and I'm like watching this going, wow, they're not dumping and chasing anymore. This is brand new, and they haven't done that since the 2000s or '99. But it's yeah, for me as a Flyers fan, it's just been a cautious optimism where I've been enjoying it, but I am not puffing my chest out. I'm not trash talking any other teams. I'm just like sitting there holding my breath, watching, going, "Cool, yeah, good win." And then I shut the TV off, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the Flyers team's got me scared.
Yeah, and it's just so awesome watching a Flyers team have a goalie that we can actually have trust in after all these years. I mean, it's just we have not had a franchise goalie in. We might have thought we had one for maybe a year when
Well,
I don't know when Bobrovsky first came
when
to
we
town.
had Bob, yeah.
Or yeah, but then you see how that ended.
And then Ed Snyder did Ed Snyder
yeah,
things and brought in
so-
somebody
I'm
else.
gonna say something
So-
really unpopular real quick.
Go ahead.
Ron Hextall wasn't that good.
Wow.
You don't remember
All
him his rookie year.
No. I understand the rookie year Ron Hextall, and if you put his entire the Flyers have been so starved for goalies, we put Ron Hextall on a pedestal. Ron Hextall is to me what Mike Lieberthal was to catching. Okay, look, really good. Had some really great moments. Fought people, which was a bonus. Scored occasional goals, also bonus. But it was just like, look, man, we got swept by the Devils when he was or by the Red Wings when he was our goalie in the Stanley Cup Finals. Michael Leighton at least won games.
Listen,
I'm
Ron-
just saying.
I'll sum it up for you. Ron
You did not
Hextall.
just compare Ron Hextall to Michael
I'm
Leighton.
just saying no, but what I'm saying is Ron Hextall had an inability to stop Sergei Fedorov and the Detroit Red Wings in a way where Michael Leighton somehow stopped the Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane Blackhawks at least get them to a Game 6. So all I'm saying is Ron Hextall had a
Alright.
really nice career, and I'm here for it. But I can firmly put that Carter Hart is probably going to be the second best goalie in this team's history behind Bernie Perrant in the next 2 years.
So Ron Hextall, and I'm going to explain it to you real quick, is his popularity in Philly is second to only Chase Utley, who were both
I'm here
very
for it.
good. very good, gritty players, but that's it. Neither
Yeah.
are going in the Hall of Fame.
But we accept
know.
that crap in this town
Yeah.
where we accept
Yeah.
that gritty mediocrity when they, like we actually had players where like Ryan Howard was much more of a borderline Hall of Famer than Chase Utley was ever going to be. Jimmy
Hextall
Rollins
was no-
might go, and they still don't give the same love as
Yeah,
Chase Utley.
Hextall was no Pelly, It's just
Man,
like,
it's just he was a good goalie, but he got all of
Yeah.
this extra love, and I'm just like, yo, bro, when it came to be clutch, you were a scrub in that series. I watched that series as a youth. Ron Hextall was a scrub, and
and it's a GME below. But anyhow, we
awful
digress.
GM. Sorry, that was the Flyer segment. Are we done the Flyer segment? Okay,
Yeah,
we're
that's-
done the Flyer
we're
segment.
done with the
Bye.
Flyer segment.
Guys, I think we stretched an episode out,
We
so
did.
that's good.
We
And
made
I
that
think we
happen.
got over our depression from Portland, and we can go on and get ready for the MLS's back part 2, which is MLS's back part? Is it going to be part game
MLS
1,
is
part
here
2? Yeah.
again.
Yeah, MLS is back once more, like a house guest that you didn't want. But
MLS is
they're
back
here.
to back.
MLS has unfortunately stayed another night.
MLS is back streets back. All right, I think that's what they're gonna.
MLS is Airbnb'd.
Yeah. So we'll have stuff to say about Tuesday's game.
Right? There's games now. Here's the thing, and then real quick about this. What is this season? What do we even think? Here's the thing. If the Union succeed, great. But if they lose, are we really gonna be that upset?
All right, so
That's
here we'll
this
do
is
this.
weird.
We'll do this little exercise here. We did this for MLS's back.
Yeah.
We'll do another one here.
Please.
All right, you're gonna give me on a scale of 1 to 10 of your hope of finishing here. So we're gonna go, let's say, through the first 3 games. What are the odds we play the first 3 games?
New England, Red Bull. I wish I kept the schedule up. If I knew you were doing this game, I would have had the
So
schedule.
the first 3 games would bring us to the end of August.
That'll be fine.
That'll happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So
listen, it's New England. Then we're home Red Bull, home DC United. So they're charter buses away. Everybody's in a bubble. We're okay.
Put them on the.
so what about the
Amtrak.
next phase where we start playing teams outside of this?
Well, the next game's
area?
Columbus after that, and that's away. So is that like a hour and a half charter flight?
Well, I'm just
And you're in
on
a
an
bubbling
MLS
Yeah.
size.
Okay, so for
uh,
the Union, I'm pretty confident at this Northeast region that they'll be okay. The only thing I worry about now is that Red Bull is sharing their stadium with 85 teams right now.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
So-
we got NYC,
like,
we got Toronto.
Then I worry, I don't want the Union to even use the toilet. I want them to walk into the stadium, play the damn game, and then go back to the bus. If you got to go number 2, you go on the bus. You're not touching anything in the damn stadium because everybody and their grandmother are playing in the
But
damn
here's,
stadium.
here's the thing that I find fascinating about that in particular. You're a league that allowed New York to literally play in baseball stadiums. Atlanta first played in a college football stadium. Columbus also played in a college football stadium. You put
Minnesota in a college
football stadium. DC United played in what is only considered to be a condemned building, and you somehow had to force all of these guys to hang out at Red Bull Arena for some reason. You couldn't find Stockton College's football stadium real quick. What are we doing here? What? You couldn't have just sent them to Hofstra? Put them in Brooklyn where the Cyclones play. Why did you need to have all of these guys sharing the same bleeping locker rooms? This sounds ridiculous. This isn't football. You could have made this work,
They just had their most successful tournament in league history
Yes.
at AAU fields.
Yes.
And they couldn't take that formula. That's why Don's not a visionary.
This is what I'm saying. There is no reason at Major League Baseball, because of how that is conducted as a sport, the idea of them doubling up wasn't really that ridiculous. Or the idea of football, which I don't even think is going to happen. I just don't see a reason how you're going to have that sport, which is literally contact. Literally, the whole thing about it is borderline molestation. So I don't understand how that's going to be a thing, but I digress. I'm saying there is no reason why, because isn't Sky Blue also up in there too?
Yeah.
There's no reason why you need to have 4 professional
teams.
soccer teams sharing 3.5 locker rooms. That's just stupid.
What
This
is their field
stupid.
made out of? Super glue? How
Kid,
is it gonna?
What are the Meadowlands doing right now?
What is Giant Stadium actually doing right now? They're not playing football there. So what? Well, you could not send them to the Giant Stadium? Can't you not borrow the link? Can you just not give Jeffrey Lurie a $5?
So, my advice to the Union when they go to Red Bull Arena: wash your hands.
Sexy season.
Thanks, everybody. Episode 31, Devin, Adam. It was a blast, and we'll see you next week. And go Union.
Go you.